watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video we're going to do the review for Better Call Saul, the season finale from the other night, entitled Marco. And it was a very, very good first season. You know, Better Call Saul, the first season, did remind me a lot of Breaking Bad in terms of the pace and the setup. A lot of setting up in this season when you look at Mike. Obviously, we got to see Tuco and Nacho, but not a lot of them. Not as much as we probably thought we would. And then, of course, even setting up James to eventually become who we know as Saul Goodman. And in this finale, you got to see that. You got to see that that's where they're going to go. And we still don't know exactly when the official change will be. If I'm a guessing man, I'm going to say the end of season 2. I think the time he spent with his friend Marco in Chicago in this episode was an indication of just him finding himself, him finding what he's good at. You know what I mean? And it's not that he's not a good lawyer. He is a good lawyer. But I don't think he rolls well with the corporate people. You know, it's just not him. Slipping Jimmy is, he's a street guy. He's a hustler. He's got the gift of gab. You know, he can sell ice to Eskimos. So in this episode, I thought it was very good. And when you consider all the things that happened to him leading up to this episode, it's like a breaking point. You know, I mean, your brother, your own brother, your flesh and blood, doesn't even think highly of you. All this time, he's thinking that Hamlin's the one selling him out, and it's his own brother. And Hamlin's just playing shield. You know, he's blocking, at least from what I gather, seemed to be blocking James from seeing that the true person that doesn't want him to progress is his own brother. And his brother admitted, he doesn't see him as an equal. He thinks that slipping Jimmy with a law degree is like a monkey with a machine gun. And I think James is going to play on that. So, and it was sad too. You know, him and Marco, obviously friends. A couple of episodes ago, we saw a little taste of how they scheme and scam people. But in this episode, it was really forefront. And it was funny. And Marco is a good bullshitter as well. I mean, the whole coin, the way they got that guy to buy the coin just to get a couple extra bucks was very, very clever. And I think, it's sad that one of his childhood friends had to pass on. And I think that was part of his breaking point as well. We saw at the very end of the episode, he looks at Mike and he talks to him about the money, the Kettleman money that he let go. And now he regrets that. And he said, I'm not going to let that happen again. And to me, that's an indication of him now starting to transition into Saul Goodman. But I don't think it's going to happen right away. I really think that the one of the great things about this character is his conviction and his confliction. He wants to do the right thing. He, in this season, really had strong convictions about doing the right thing. The only slip up, as far as I can remember, is taking the Kettleman money. Outside of that, he still returned it, but he kind of did that to save his own ass. And, we saw what he did in terms of, helping the elderly. He really was writing wills. If an old lady was short money, he said, no problem, get it back to me later. He wanted to do good. A lot of what he wanted to do was for Chuck. So now knowing that Chuck betrayed him, he's like, well, what the fuck am I going to do this for? I'll just go and do my thing. I'll do what I'm good at. And that's what we're going to see. And I think next year we're going to see a very different James McGill. I think as the season progresses, we're going to see him transition more and more into Saul Goodman. And I'm almost positive, and I think many people would agree with this, is the reason for his name change is going to be twofold. Number one, he was with Marco a couple of episodes ago, and and he told the guy, Saul Goodman. And the other thing is, I don't think he's going to want to link to his brother anymore. I don't think he's going to want to be known as Chuck's little brother, as Chuck's slipping Jimmy, the little brother. And I think those are some reasons that he's going to change his name. But I thought it was a great first season overall. This episode, even though we don't know Marco that well, even though we've only seen him once, because the connection him and Jim have, it was sad the way it happened. And but boy, did they hustle. They hustled a lot of people in that stretch, and they were good at it. They were really good at it. And then it was funny when they woke up in Marco's apartment and the girl wakes him up, "You're not Kevin Costner." And then she gets her girlfriend and says, "And that's not Kevin Costner's manager." I mean, these guys were scamming everyone, not only for money, but obviously for sex. So it was a fun episode in that respect, very funny. And it's going to be interesting to see how that transition works. It's going to be interesting to see also exactly whether or not he's going to be facing some of the people that he was working with, or his own brother in court. You know, him going to that courthouse as Saul Goodman or as James McGill, because I'm like I said, I don't think it's going to be a quick change. But I think that's a compelling thought, is him going up against his brother in court, or him going up against Hamlin, or even Kim, because Kim works for obviously the other firm, Chuck's firm. So there's a lot of potential compelling elements for the following season, which I'm very excited about. Also, once again, as I mentioned earlier, we still have Tuco and Nacho in the mix. Nacho, what was it, episode 2, told James that, he wasn't, that he basically blamed him for getting caught and that he wasn't going to forget. Made us feel like we were going to see that again or see something transpire, and we never did. So I really think that's going to come back. But I also think that's going to play a big role into James going down the wrong path. So a lot of cool stuff. In terms of this episode, it just all kind of fell into place. When you consider what he learned about his brother, when you consider the death of a friend that he used to hustle with, when you consider the time he spent in Chicago doing what he was doing and doing it well, and kind of realizing, I'm good at this. Why don't I incorporate this gift of gab I have, leverage this with my law degree, and go out and hustle and make some money? And that's basically what Saul Goodman is. That's who he is. That's who we know him as in Breaking Bad. So it was a very solid first season. More of a setup. Like I said, it kind of reminded me a lot of Breaking Bad. And it was good writing, some really good dramatic elements, some emotional ones as well. Because like I said, that scene with Chuck last week was very sad. I felt very bad for James, because you knew going as the episodes progressed, you knew that he was doing a lot of the things he did to please his brother, to make him happy, to make him proud, like he said in that one episode. So now that he knows Chuck basically sold him out and shitted on him, now he's going to be himself. He's going to be slipping Jimmy, and he's going to use and leverage his law degree to further enhance his hustle and his gift of gab. I'm looking forward to it. And on top of that, just a funny character. And that's what I like about the show. It does have good dramatic elements. It showed a little bit of emotional elements, nothing too drastic, but it also has some great comedy moments and it all blends well together. And, it was funny. I at the end of the episode, when he went to the courthouse, I really thought he was going to take this job. And it would have been theoretically the smart thing to do, because he was given a position that was going to make him partner, or at least get him close to being partner right away. And then furthermore, continue and establish his career. But I think the thing with James is he wants to do it on his own steam. And I don't think he wanted to work with his brother, because even if he joined the other firm, they were still going to be working with Chuck's firm to work on this case. And I don't think he wanted that. He doesn't want anything to do with his brother. He still loves him. He gave Hamlin the list of items to get for his brother. He checked on his brother when he came back from Chicago, but he doesn't want anything to do with him. And he wants to be his own person now. He wants to do things his way. And I'm also looking forward to seeing if and when and how often him and Mike are going to either collaborate or cross paths or help each other out. So a very good season overall, a very good finale. Basically, it was loud and clear. When he drove off from the parking lot, it was loud and clear. He is going down the path he wants to go, and he's going to utilize his skills. And we are going to see Saul Goodman next year. I just don't think you'll get the name right away. I think you'll get a transition of him turning into Saul Goodman. I think by the end of season 2, we'll see Saul Goodman, the actual Saul Goodman. That's just my opinion. But overall, a great first season, a lot of fun, and the episode's really good. A little sad moment with the death of his friend. Obviously, him with the revelation of what he wants to be, and just the effects of what his brother has done to him when he found out the truth about what was going on with the case that he worked on. And just a good episode overall. A lot of fun. It's a good show. It's a very good show. I really do enjoy it. I love Bob Odenkirk. He's so funny. And, you know, when you think about what his role was on Breaking Bad and how he has performed in this show, his own show, being front and center, I think he's done fantastic. So, but anyway, guys, that's it for this review. What did you think about the first season of Better Call Saul? How did you like this season finale? Let me know in the comments below. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Join the nation's Facebook page to meet other subscribers or visit E.T.N's Facebook page and Twitter page. Links for all are in the description.